Sri Pratap Singh Rauji Rane comes from a family that fought for the liberation of Goa. He was educated at the Sri Shivaji Preparatory Military School in Pune and then subsequently acquired a BSc degree followed by a degree in management from the United States. Firmly apolitical, Sri Rane was geared up for a life as a professional manager when circumstances made him a politician. Little did anyone expect the impact this low-key, understated figure would have on the political and developmental landscape of Goa in the years to come.
Well, now it's going to be almost 50 years that we are married, and we were interrelated but not actually related. And the families met, and then I was introduced to my husband, and I had also met him at a family wedding. What I looked for a man was that he should be competent, well educated, and that was my basic requirement. There was the Gwalior connection also. My mother came from Gwalior, so we were all interrelated, and that's how, obviously we mix at weddings, and weddings takes place amongst the known people. That is how we met. Before we finalized, my husband asked me, would you like to come to see Sankhli? It's still growing. Would you like to stay there? I said, see, I'm marrying you and not the place. Together we can build up the place, build up the base. I don't wish to see these superfluous things like the house, the place, and with the blessings of the Almighty, we have taken this forward and built up a life for ourselves and for our children. I didn't know him at that time. However, I knew that this family was a valiant family, family who worked for the people. Besides, as I said, I wanted an educated man. In those days, he had done his MBA from the United States, and he had a personality. So I asked him, I said, if you tell me that the ladies in our house don't do this and ladies in our house don't do that, then I think we should part company. Because I'm not a kitty party kind, but still I would like my freedom, mental freedom. And since we were agreeable on that, that is what made me decide on this match.
I went to a country, which is a young country, United States. I was asked by the then Portuguese government to come to Portugal. But somehow I was fascinated by America. And I must have been about 20, 21. I took a chance, went there, joined a college, studied, and when Goa got liberated, I was in the United States. It was about 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon there. Here it was maybe midnight or something, I don't know. And I felt what is to happen now, And then I had to organize fees. My parents used to send the fees in, the spring semester as it is called, in January, etc. I wrote to the Indian embassy. I got a reply after 4 months that sorry, we had only 500 as a contingency fund, $500. In those days, dollars we could manage within small amounts. Nobody would believe it. And by then, I had started, because I used to work there, and people were very friendly. I don't regret having gone there, and I started doing all kinds of odd work, and got through the college. It was a university in down Texas, and I used to work with the cowboys. I have some pictures of mine with the cowboys in those days, riding. I was very fond of riding. I used to ride in the gentleman riders races in Pune, and one year I was a champion in 1960. Gentleman riders, they used to say. We dressed like jockeys. Everything was nice.
Typical attire.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. So I used to ride with these cowboys, there. Do a lot of things. And I enjoyed my work. And then I went to college, and it was nice. And I learned one thing, that one must not sit down and worry. Go and work. You try to find any kind of work.
Take it as it comes.
Yes. And that gave me a positive outlook of the world. I came back, and then after 1 or 2 years I was called by Mr. Bandodkar. Then there was not looking back.
In 1972, the Chief Minister of Goa, Sri Dayanand Bandodkar, of the Maharashtravadi Gomantak Party, invited Sri Pratap Singh Rane into public life. Initially reluctant, he finally entered just to see what happens. His entry into the political arena was impressive. He was sworn in as a minister in the Bandodkar government on 8th of March 1972, with 8 portfolios in addition to being the chief whip of the party. His tenure as a cabinet minister was a success, creating a reputation as an able minister who cared for the people of Goa. After Sri Bandodkar's passing, Sri Pratap Singh Rane joined the Congress. After being whipped out in the post-emergency elections in 1979, the Congress won an absolute majority in the next election. Sri Pratap Singh Rane was sworn in as a chief minister as a consensus candidate in January 1980, heading the first non-MGP government since 1963, when the first ever general elections were held in the Union Territory of Goa. Since then, Sri Rane has held position of the Chief Minister of Goa 5 more times in 1985, 1990, 1994, 2000 and 2007.
Character is like a tree, and your reputation, your shadow. The shadow is what people think of you, and the tree is the real thing. So said by the famous Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United Nations, and that's the way I look at him. His character is larger than life, and a very simple human being at heart, but very passionate about his work and his commitment towards the development and the well-being of society and the people who is passionately fond of. So I would say his journey has been a long journey, a journey of ups and downs, but he's taken everything in his stride. He's been a sportsman, agriculturist, reads intensively, learns the piano today, and as we all know now, he's in his 45th year of politics, which he will complete 50 years. So it's a very emotional birthday.
माझे वडील आणि त्यांचे जे विचारधारा जी आसा आणि गोयच्या राजकारणान त्यांनी इतल्या वर्सां मुख्यमंत्री पद जे ते आशिल्ले आणि एकूच दिसून येता की त्यांच्या मदीं सत्तरीच्या लोकां बद्दल एक वेगळे तरेची भावना. तांकां सत्तरी म्हटल्यार सगळें गोंयचे जनतेचो विचार निश्चित केला इतल्या वर्सां. गोंयभर त्यांनी वेगवेगळे विशय आनी वेगवेगळे प्रकल्पच्या माध्यमांतल्यान विकास करून घेतलो. त्याच बरोबर सत्तरीची जनता त्यांचो एक परिवार हा. तांकां आपल्या लोकां मदीं रावल्यारूच तांकां बरें दिसता. आनी म्हाजो अनुभव इतलो हा की हांव ल्हानपणान जेन्ना वयतालो तेंच्या वांगडा भोंवपाक प्रचाराक इतलेंच की सत्तरीची जनता बी तांकां त्या दृश्टीन पळयता. ते तेंचें वय कितलें जाल्यार ते लक्ष घालिना आनी सत्तरीचे जनते बद्दल ते एक आसल्यार एक वेगळे तरेचो आदार तांकां दिसता की बाबा आमचो एक आदार स्तंभ आमच्या फाटल्यान आसा आनी तेंच्या बद्दल एक वेगळी तरेची दोगां मदीं लोकां मदीं एक वेगळी तरेची भावना, तरूण पिढी मदीं एक वेगळी तरेची भावना, आमच्या महिलां मदीं तेंच्या बद्दल एक वेगळी तरेची भावना. आनी म्हाज्या वडिलांच्या मनान सत्तरीची जनता बद्दल एक वेगळे तरेचे दृष्टिकोन, वेगळे तरेची भावना, आनी ते तांकां एक आपलो परिवाराचो एक भाग आनी एक परिवाराचो एक हिस्सो समजता आनी म्हणूनच इतल्या वर्सां ते राजकारण टिकून पावले.
My mother was a very competent lady. She also helped my father to build up a big empire in its own way. But she always told me that if you want your husband or partner to do well, you cannot keep grumbling. And that was the philosophy we were brought up in. Therefore, I never told the children the father didn't have much time for them. I never told them or never told my husband that he didn't have time. But whatever time we got together, we spent quality time, gave children total attention. But as I say, if a man has a goal and if he has to come up, he has to spend that kind of time. Be it a doctor, be it a driver, be it in any field. So this self-sympathy I am against. I came from a background also where my family was in politics, and they were an old state, and our thinking process was to look after the people and not concentrate on the material things. In view of that, things became much easier for me, and I accepted the people, the role, as and when they required me, as and when it was required, because that was the kind of thinking we were brought up in. You know, it was not just fun, parties, pictures, no. It was a goal, it was a missionary zeal with which I think both of us had a mental attitude like that. Once you take up a job, you complete it.
I was called by Mr. Bandodkar somewhere in 1971. I used to do a lot of work in Keri, Purye, all this area, and the whole Sattari was my constituency. Historically, we have very close relations with the people of Sattari. And therefore, we are bound to see that, you see, with the old relations, that it's not only my family that should come up, but with us, we take everybody, irrespective of caste, community, religion. We have Catholics, Hindus, Muslims, all in tandem, working together. And that relationship has remained with me at least for a number of years now, since not only in the political but social world also, religious world also.
Well, the bond is very close, and I've been fortunate to and blessed to be his daughter and gain a lot of wisdom from him. And he's been like my genie, who I, in times of trouble, call out to, and there he is. So, for me, I'm extremely close to him, and I'm blessed and I feel especially complimented when people tell me that, you know, you're quite a bit like your father. So that's I guess his DNA, which is in me, is the biggest blessing I have on. I consider myself blessed.
हांगा आयज इतल्या वर्सां ते वेगवेगळे पदार आशिल्ले, विरोधी पक्ष नेते म्हणून आशिल्ले, सभापती म्हणून आशिल्ले, मुख्यमंत्री म्हणून आशिल्ले, भाऊसाहेब बांदोडकरचे कॅबिनेटीन मंत्री म्हणून आशिल्ले, वेगवेगळे पदार ते आशिल्ले. कला अकॅडमीचे इतल्या वर्सां ते चेअरमन आशिल्ले. कला आनी संस्कृतीन त्यांची आवड आहा, लोकां मदीं रावप होच एक म्हत्वाचो उद्देश घेवन ते राजकारणांत आयिल्ले, लोकांचें कितें तरी बरें करपाक म्हणून आयिल्ले. आनी म्हाका दिसता हीच जे प्रेम जो लोकां बद्दल, प्रजे खातीर आनी लोकां बद्दल जो तेंच्या मनान प्रेम आहा आनी लोकांचो जो तेंचे बद्दल प्रेम आहा, ह्याच खातीर इतल्या वर्सां तेणी समाजकार्य केलें, वेगवेगळ्या पदाच्या माध्यमांतल्यान लोकांचो विकास केलो आनी लोकांक सांबाळून दवरले. हेच म्हाका दिसता दिसून येता. आनी हांवें जें पळयल्लें आसा लागींतल्यान की तांकां लोकां बद्दल एक खूब प्रेम आहा. आनी मुख्य म्हणजे सत्तरीचो लोक. सत्तरीचो लोक म्हणजे हांवें सांगले प्रमाणे एक तेंचो परिवारचो एक भाग आहा. आनी म्हणूनच आमकां सगळ्यांक सत्तरी बद्दल आनी सत्तरीचे नागरीक बद्दल आनी सत्तरीचे प्रत्येक व्यक्ती बद्दल एक वेगळ्या तरेची भावना आहा आनी ही भावना सदां उरतली.
He's been a selfless man, and his passion has always been agriculture. And as a little girl, he always told me that when he became chief minister, if somebody asks you who's your father, tell him he's an agriculturist. Politics came by default, and he always believed that whatever you do, do it best. And that's something that we've been fortunate to learn as his children, and I've been blessed to be his daughter and learn that whatever you do, maybe something small, big, that doesn't matter, but do it with complete passion, and otherwise don't do it. But he has played his political life also very well, and for him, Goa has people of Goa, the people of Sattari, who are also my family because that's his constituency. I remember the time I got married 20 years ago, I realized that, oh my God, I'm blessed. People think that, you have only a small family, but here we are blessed with thousands of people who are our family, who came there and told my husband, you better take care of her. So it's emotional, like.
हांगा राजकारण म्हणजे बेश्टे वेगळे तरेचे राजकारण पूण हांगा राजकारणा पेक्षा चड आमी तेणी लोकांक सांबाळपाचें काम केल्लें आसा म्हणून इतले वर्सां ते निवडून येता. जाय ते लोक तेंचे विरुद्ध रावले आनी जाय ते विशय घडले ह्या राजकारणान, पूण तांकां सत्तरीची जनतेन सदां वयर धरलेलें आसा. सत्तरी जनता ठामपणे तेंचे फाटल्यान आसा आनी ह्यान फुडें बी सत्तरीची जनता तेंच्या वांगडा रावतली. तेंचो आशिर्वाद हो महत्वाची गोष्ट. सत्तरीची जनतेचो आशिर्वाद आनी गोंयच्या जनतेचो आशिर्वाद तेंच्या वांगडा सदां आसा.
They have always been a family to us. And wherever we go, it is like a family event. We have seen 3-4 generations grow up and we are one with them. There is no difference or classification that takes place because they are very dear to us, and they are like family. They treat us like family and we feel they are our family. And because of these factors, we have been able to be together for years and years.
With any crisis, it's the love of the people who has helped him tide over every political crisis, if ever. But otherwise also he has won the goodwill of the people, and we are grateful to the people for giving him that love back. And he has passionately worked for the people, for the development of the people, and that's his whole, what would you say, his life is about that. It's his passion.
आमचो एक परिवार फक्त राजकारण म्हणून काय आमी बावटे घेवन आमी वचना. आमकां लोक वयर हाडटा, लोक आयज आमकां सहकार्य करता, लोक आयज सपोर्ट करता, कारण आमकां मनांतल्यान आनी हृदयांतल्यान लोकां बद्दल एक वेगळे तरेची भावना. आनी म्हाका दिसता हें म्हाज्या वडिलां कडल्यान हांव शिकलां आनी आयज तेंचो वाडदीस हांव एकूच मागता देवा कडेन, देवान तांकां बरें आरोग्य दिवचें आनी ह्यान फुडें बी लोकांचे सेवा करपाक ह्यान फुडें बी संदी दिवची.
Shri Pratap Singh Rane's motto has been simple: never do anything simply to retain power. Focus on development and the people. Under his stewardship, there have been many landmark achievements in Goa across different fields. The foundation of Kadamba Transport Corporation, leading to easy travel within Goa. This service is started with one bus in 1980, has grown to 415 buses in 2012, covering 87,690 kilometers per day. He was also instrumental in the building of dams like the Anjunay Dam in Sakli, which was built in 1988. The people who resided in the area, which would subsequently be covered by water from the dam, were rehabilitated to a well-planned colony, with each family getting a parcel of land. The colony has now developed into a progressive settlement. Education has always been an area of focus. Shri Pratap Singh Rane's tenure saw the foundation of the Goa University in 1985. Considered a center for higher education in Goa, Goa University is responsible for the bachelor's level of education conducted in colleges across the state. In addition, taluka-wise colleges were set up so that higher education becomes accessible to the people in the interiors of Goa. These colleges have functioned brilliantly. 1983 saw a huge international event in Goa, the 7th Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, chaired by Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. This massive exercise in administration, planning and delivery of goods orchestrated by Shri Pratap Singh Rane effectively put Goa on the world map. The preparation for Chogam took over a year. Many world leaders attended. Shri Pratap Singh Rane played an important role in the conferment of statehood to Goa in 1987, before which Goa was an union territory. After heading the Goa government in 1990 and 1994, he led the Congress to victory in 2005. He then asserted to the party's high command request that he be speaker. He also believes that success comes from the grassroots. The policemen in the streets, the drivers and the staff who support his work bear equal pressure and are critical elements in the achievement of favorable outcomes. But after listening to all this, he is more just a politician. He is a husband, friend, father and grandfather. Although he has immersed himself totally in his work and the cause he believes in, he has managed to make time for his family. With a successful marriage to Srimati Vijaya Devi that spans over 4 decades, his daughter Vishwadhara and son Vishwajit, and he dotes on his grandchildren Anandita, Aishwarya and Arundhati.
He made sure that he spent enough time with us as children, even in the days when he was not the law minister and there was a small gap when there was emergency, and he would come every day and pick us up from school. As much time as he would get with us, he would make sure we were with him. Even when he became a chief minister, he would wake me up in the morning to study. He would wait for me for lunch. Meals were always with him. So he balanced family life very well. Like even now when I come to Goa, I'm only with him. So he makes sure that we spend enough time together. That's his personal time, and that time he talks about what the books he reads, his passion. So those are my most enjoyable moments with him.
Dear Kaka, you truly are an inspirational figure, someone who one can always count on to give the right advice. It has indeed been an honor to be part of the family of a person so loved and respected not just by his own, but also by everyone who knows him and admires him for the same reasons. A truly people's person, always willing to put others first. On this special day, I would like to wish you a very happy birthday with many more to come and all good health always. All love and respect to Vishwajit.
I would like to thank the people of Goa for having given him such confidence, such love, such opportunity, so that today it's almost becoming a historical record. Thank you, all of you in Goa.
Happiest happy birthday to one of the greatest achievers I know. I feel blessed to be your granddaughter. You've been such a great source of inspiration and strength to me all my life. So today, 79 years young, I wish you continue to live your life like you always have, full of energy, vigor, zeal, adventure, enthusiasm and passion for what you believe in. So here's to many, 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 many more years to come. Love you lots, Nana.
Thank you.